Greetings Earthlings and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the rise and fall of the Thousand Trails camping organization. It's a little bit heart-wrenching for me because I remember back 25 or maybe 30 years ago, 25 at least, the first time I went to a Thousand Trails camping park to go through their timeshare presentation. And over the years, I have seen a lot of changes, mostly positive changes. So, unfortunately, I think the time is on the horizon that they fade off into the sunset. I can see the writing on the wall. So stick with me and we'll go over the situation right after this. Alright guys, today I want to talk to you about the Thousand Trails organization. Let me make sure. Yep, I had to make sure my microphone was on. I first became aware of Thousand Trails probably when I was about 19 or 20. We toured a property. My first wife and I toured a property and was really impressed with the concept, but we weren't campers at that time, so we declined. But through the years, we've been invited back to tour the campus, and they always give you a little something, just like a timeshare deal. So you go over there and get a grandmother clock, or take coupons for dinner for two at a nice restaurant or something along those lines. So it was always worthwhile to just go look. And it seems like over the years we noticed some changes, and most of them were for the positive as we continued to progress in our lives. So I guess probably about I don't know, 10 or 11 years ago, my second wife and I decided that it was something. Basically, she decided that she wanted to buy a camper. So we bought the camper, and then we decided to get the Thousand Trails membership. So it was beneficial for us. We got the I think it was the camping pass. Equivalent today is a camping pass. It was basically just a 1-year membership, and you paid for it up front, and or they would do a couple payments or something throughout the season, but it was convenient. But then my wife now and I decided that we were going to retire and go into the RV full time, and planning ahead for that, I decided to go ahead and upgrade my membership. And we have the Elite membership right now, which gives us quite a few benefits. It's not the top level, but it's up there pretty close, and and it's still a lifetime membership. Now, since I guess probably within a month or two after upgrading my membership, Thousand Trails decided to no longer offer lifetime memberships. Now they have periodic memberships, 1-year memberships or 4-year memberships, and you pay up front again. So, and which you've always pretty much paid up front, but they will work out payment arrangements with you. So I'm happy where I'm at. So I'll stick with that. Now, one of the changes that I've noticed with Thousand Trails is it seems that they are getting out of the camping business, because when we first looked at the system, they were very much focused on family, getting your family out to enjoy the outdoors, and a lot of the videos and stuff that we would see would be, you know, people, families outside. This was before cornhole came to be, but we would see families out throwing horseshoes and you know, setting up tents on the campsite, or small campers, and you know, they would be gathering with all their friends. There would be a nice gathering of, you know, 8, 10, 12 people on the campsite, all getting together and barbecuing food. And it was a really, it was a wholesome kind of adventure. And that's the way that they portrayed it, and that's the way that it pretty much was. Because you could go to a Thousand Trails campground, and you could have your music playing, and you could have your dog with you, and if your dog barked, they understood that your dog, that, you know, dogs tend to do that kind of thing. But recently, it seems that they have gotten so influenced by the people that want to live here annually. They'll come and rent a site and stay the whole season, or even a whole year sometimes, and pay a fee to stay at one spot. Now the problem with that is, those people all of a sudden are starting to assume some type of ownership in the property, and they dictate a lot of what goes on here. And you know, they will complain to the office if they can hear your music inside of their camper, and or if your dogs are barking, or if, we've had them complain about the smoke from our fire. So, and instead of the office telling them, hey, you know what, you chose to live in a campground, and that kind of stuff happens at a campground, they come over and tell me that neighbors are complaining because of the smoke from my fire, or my dog's barking, or or I've got a grill on my picnic table. Well, we had that happen at this particular site. And I guess I should say that I am currently at TTO, which is, in my opinion, the flagship of Thousand Trails. It is a spectacular property. It has been well maintained over years, and ran very, very efficiently. A lot of changes have occurred this year, and I think there's still some growing pains happening, and some stuff that's slipping through the cracks, but that's to be expected when you have such significant changes as are taking place in Thousand Trails right now. So, but in my opinion, you don't buy a house near the airport and then call over to the FAA and complain about the jet noise. You know, the airport was there when you bought the house, and you know, you chose to live there. And I feel the same way about those who choose to live in a campground. I'm all for it. If you want to live in a campground, you know, to each his own. I don't have any problems with that. But I feel like if you're going to live in a campground, you need to understand that you are moving into a campground. You're not moving into a trailer park. There are going to be people doing camping stuff at a campground. You know, there's going to be gatherings. There's going to be drinking. There's going to be music playing. You know, it's people are taking their vacations or their weekends, and they're getting out with their family like it was originally sold. And just to be told that, hey, you're having too much fun, you're gonna have to cut that stuff out. So I'm very taken back by that, and I'm not gonna go quietly into the night. I've already been threatened a couple times with them calling. They're gonna call Thousand Trails and report me and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, I read the rules very well when I come in here, and I know that I'm in violation of 0 rules, except for my grill being on the picnic table. That was in the rules, and the picnic table was a piece of crap, so I didn't figure they would be worried about about anything happening to that. If it burned up, it'd probably be a good chance to get a new picnic table. But at any rate, took the grill off of the table so to satisfy them, and I'll put it on my fold-out table when I decide to use it next time. But I'm very disappointed by the way that Thousand Trails appears to be going. I mean, to me, if you built an empire, basically, and Thousand Trails is pioneer. They were the pioneer in the camping in the camping membership industry. They have done it probably longer and definitely better than anybody else in the industry. They have built it to something that's desirable, something that's enjoyable. And now it seems like they've got to the point where they've made it enjoyable and desirable, and now they're going to tear all that down. So, and they're going to basically go the route of the trailer park. So it's unfortunate because campground space, good campground space is sometimes hard to find, and good campground space that you don't have to pay for is really hard to find. So the Thousand Trails membership has always been a great value, but the value is dropping like a rock with them catering to their seasonal campers. It's I think that all of this could be resolved with just simply when somebody comes in to pay for a seasonal site and to acquire a seasonal site, that they be given, we're given rules when we come in. How hard would it be to just get them to acknowledge the fact that they understand that they're moving into a campground and there will be campers in close proximity to them, and there might be some noise, and there might be some smoke, and there might be some drinking, and the things that people do at campgrounds. So that's about all I want to do on venting for Thousand Trails. I hope that they figure this stuff out before they completely demolish their entire organization. But they've been pretty good up to this point, so I figure they're bound to sooner or later realize that they've got a lot of campers that are no longer interested in camping at their sites, and no longer renewing their memberships because they're treated like second-class citizens at the campground that was built on the very concept of people coming out with their families and camping. So, but at any rate, on a positive note, and we'd like to finish on a positive note, while I've been here so far, I have met several other YouTube content creators, and I am so excited about that because some of them are, I've met several of them that I'm subscribed to already. I try to go down a little quick list just to give everybody some recognition in case they happen to stumble across my videos. But when we first got here, Dave and Sonia, their channel is Our Family RV Life, I believe is what it is. They were here. We spent a little time with them, and they left on about a week ago. And then we ran across Craig and Charlene. There you go. Craig and Charlene from Our Adventures with MS. They came in Monday of this week. It's now Wednesday. I went to their campsite last night. We had Taco Tuesday, so that was a lot of fun. And I met Dwayne and Belinda Banks with All About the Banks. I follow their channel as well. I talked with them for a little while yesterday morning, and then yesterday, well, I think it might have been the day before, I ran across New Horizons. That's Jim and Susan, I think. Talked to them for a little while, and last night while I was having tacos with Craig and Charlene, lo and behold, here comes Chris and Hale. Anyway, I'll probably figure it out after I cut the video off, and I'll put it in a text line across the bottom. Man, that's terrible. But I ran into them last night. They were riding by on their e-bikes, and I hollered over there at them, and they come over and talked to us for a little while, and so that was a lot of fun. We ran into Jimmy. I think it's Jimmy and Sandy, I want to say. I might not be right, but their channel is trying something different. We ran into them at the parking lot at the grocery store walking across, and I said, hey, don't you guys have a YouTube channel? So, and they were like, yeah, but they were in a hurry to go into the store. So I did drop by their camper later on, I think the next day, and they had already left to go on a cruise. So I think they're back now, but they keep a crazy busy schedule, so they're traveling all over the place. So I don't know if I'll get a chance to meet with them while I'm here, but it has been a really cool adventure meeting with some other new YouTubers, and I think Chris and nope, it's not there yet. I think I invited them to come over tonight. So Chris is a big bourbon drinker. He said he'll drink anything though. But I know he's sort of a connoisseur of good bourbon. So I invited him to come over and have some bourbon. I'll have some scotch, and we'll drink whatever the ladies want. I don't know. But at any rate, that's about it for this video. Unless Chris's wife comes, and damn it, his dog's name is Boomer, so, and his wife has been there with him a lot longer than Boomer, so I think my Alzheimer's is kicking in, because I watch their show every week without fail. So, and they're one of my favorite channels. In fact, I mentioned them on my original video, the first video that I did on YouTube. I mentioned their channel and a couple of others that had really inspired me to make this move. So Katrina, that's it. Chris and Katrina, doggone it. This getting old stuff sucks, but the alternative is not that great. So at any rate, y'all remember, when camping, take only photos, leave only footprints. Hit that like and subscribe button and follow us along, and we'll try to make it as entertaining as possible. Till next time, travel safe. All right, that's about it. Of course, that's, like so many other people say, that's my opinion. It may not be shared by all, it may not be shared by the majority, as I understand. I am in a minority when it comes to the assigning of sites. I think is a great thing, and but I'm very much in a minority. And once again, the co-stars of the show have spoken. So at any rate, hope you enjoyed the video. Come back, we'll continue our journey as long as we can anyway. So hit that like and subscribe button, follow us along, and we'll try to keep interesting content flowing your way, or maybe if you haven't been interested up to this point, we'll start sending interesting content your way, whichever the case may be. But we enjoy having you here with us each week. So in case you didn't notice, this video, I've decided to change the time that they go up. They will no longer be on Friday morning, first thing in the morning when you get up. So if you're looking for it, hopefully you found it. I'm going to start making the videos public on Saturday mornings. So see if that improves our standing a little bit. So at any rate, y'all come on back, visit with us, and remember, when camping, take only photos, leave only footprints. Travel safe. We'll see you next time. I am Charlie.